Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Deano Talk Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Dean Trombino, joined, as always by Ant, Jack, and Daniel, and, of course, the boys over with Palms to Prairie, Jackson and Miles, on this beautiful Tuesday morning where we just watched a somewhat exciting NFL playoffs. There were a couple blowouts there. But real quick, we had a 21st birthday this Sunday. A little congratulations to Jack Rodar real quick, everybody.
Shout out. Happy birthday, Rodar.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a crazy night. That
shit was fun, yeah.
It was a special performance from Jack. Legacy game, some would say. But no, we had a very, there were some great games this weekend for sure, but a lot of blowouts. And we'll start with that first one. Texans, Browns, CJ Stroud and D'Amico Ryans, Bobby Slowick, my
CJ.
God. 45-14, was that the score? 45-14? My God.
We should probably pull this up.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. We're fine, but CJ Stroud.
Joe Flacco goes back to the couch.
He goes straight back to that couch.
That's some grade A hating, bro.
That was not. I just want to say that was not his fault. Browns defense.
He was great, but not great no more. Shit happens. Go CJ Stroud.
That's true.
CJ Stroud will be better than 90% of the league in the next 2 years.
I think he already is that.
He might be right now, better right now, which is insane. He might. Can we talk about this?
Yeah.
This Browns defense, literally historically great.
Historically, yeah.
That's up 45 points in the playoffs. That's the most Browns thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's the most Browns thing I've ever seen.
What was it? 2 back-to-back pick sixes or something? 2 back-to-back picks?
Yeah.
Were those back-to-back?
They were back-to-back.
Wow.
Back-to-back. That doesn't help the numbers.
Yeah.
But the Texans dominated this game from what felt like the start.
Absolutely did. And again, I know we're clowning on Joe Flacco here. I don't blame Joe Flacco all that much. I thought he had a fine performance. When your defense lets up 45 points, they let him score on almost every drive. I'm not going to put too much on the quarterback there, but yeah, that was a brutal performance.
Not like Joe Flacco was elite with ball security too. He threw a pick in 4 of his 5 starts or something like that.
Yeah, it was bound to happen.
Yeah, I bet it.
Did you bet it?
Yes.
No, but another guy I want to shout out, Derek Stingley, the guy drafted right after Sauce in that draft. He had a kind of a rough start to his career. Just balling with D'Amico Ryans. He put Amari Cooper in a cage, man, in a box. Seatbelt, bro. Wow.
The Texans' D-line was really good, too. I feel like Joe Flacco was under duress for most of the game.
The entire time. They got Jonathan Grenard back, who is their sack leader, their pressure leader. He's the guy on that defensive line right now when it comes to the edge. He played great. Will Anderson. He was your defensive rookie of the year pick a couple weeks ago now.
How did Jalen Carter do yesterday?
I've seen some.
We don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about that right now, bro.
I saw a tweet. I'll put it up in post editing, but I saw a tweet. It was just The Rock putting his hand up, and it was like Jalen Carter using his PFF grade to stop the Buccaneers last night.
You guys truly ought to be so nice today.
No, we are.
But to get to a more sad, a somber tone, some would say, Chiefs Dolphins, my team. I mean, it was. I knew it was going to happen. This guy tried to put false hope into my body. Did not work. I never for a moment did I think the Dolphins were going to win that game. I went in let's go Dolphins. Deep down, I knew it was not happening. We got to burn that hat I have.
Tough watch.
Yeah, it's not here for a reason.
Yeah, I have you guys have seen in past podcasts, I have a little Cowboys Dolphins hat. Ever since I've bought it, we've lost. We have not won a single game.
Bro did not care to take that hat home with him. It's just in the living room still.
We got it from Old Town San Diego. It's haunted, bro. It's possessed.
How's it possessed?
It's possessed. What do you mean? Old Town San Diego?
That shit's haunted or what?
Yes, bro.
Really?
It's the most haunted house in America, bro.
Oh, damn. I got to go there, bro. Bet.
But no, yeah, brutal game. Rashee Rice, the Chiefs rookie wide receiver, 8 catches for 130.
No, clap, baby.
Yeah, low clap. Oh my gosh.
Earned his flowers there.
Gets his flowers there. Do you guys have anything to say about what you watched?
I do. All right, so I've been saying this for the past 2 years, whoever was listening, but everyone called me a salty, bitter Patriots fan. Tua Tagovailoa is freaking horrible, and he has gotten exposed so bad these past few weeks, and this is my Super Bowl. I have seen 6 Super Bowls in my life. This has been more important than every single one of them. He is going to ask for probably upward up to like 45 to 50 million this year. Oh, if the Dolphins pay him that, I will be the happiest man in the entire world if I have Tua in my division for the next whatever many years.
If the Dolphins pay him that, I will be the saddest man in the entire world. Just on the inverse.
There's no way they do that.
This sounds like a Patriots fan who is sick of watching Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi.
Do you have your Mac Jones stats?
And he is just trying to.
We'll let him get to the Mac Jones later.
It
We'll
is about
save that.
Tua, though.
Okay, Jackson.
We're just going into it. We're just going into it.
Yeah.
So you just compared Tua and Mac Jones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So Tua and Mac Jones, they've both played one playoff game. Okay. Statistically speaking, Tua in his only playoff game has a passer rating 63.9. He has 199 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Not great stats. Mac Jones, who apparently is a bum, washed, terrible, whatever, in one playoff game had a 75.8 playoff rating, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions.
Equally bad.
I didn't go to college. I am not the smartest guy in the world. I'm pretty sure 75.8 is bigger than 63.9. 232 is a little bit more than 199. So let's have a conversation.
Would you care to have?
Okay, so let's have a
hold on one sec,
conversation. So
Jackson, real quick.
Okay.
Real quick, I just want to ask, what was the score of that playoff game Mac Jones played in?
It doesn't matter.
It kind of does.
Matter.
Garbage time does exist.
Well,
At some point, they take their
Mac
starters
Jones
out, dog.
doesn't have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. He had Devontae Parker and Kendrick Bourne to bail him out.
Yeah, and about halfway through the third quarter, he was thrown against practice squad Bills players because they took him out.
I think Kendrick Bourne scored a touchdown and had a dildo thrown at him. So stay classy, Buffalo.
Anyway, Jackson,
Classy.
cook.
He
Jackson,
did have
cook.
a dildo thrown at him. Can confirm. Shout out Bills fans. They are the best fan. But anyway, since we want to take a 1-game sample size, why don't we take the career? Why don't we take the career sample size? Let's compare these stats. Let's go career stats for Mac Jones. 2,100 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 12 picks. Or no, sorry, this is just this year. Sorry, this year. 2023 year.
That was like, there's no way.
10 touchdowns.
That bad.
10 touchdowns. My fault. No, that's on me. I read the wrong one. 10 touchdowns, 12 picks. Not great. Not awesome.
Some would say getting benched is not great.
Smaller sample size. Exactly. He got benched every single game because he's terrible. And if we go look at Tua Tagovailoa, 29 touchdowns, 14 picks. Not awesome. Pretty good, though.
Yeah, and look at what
yards.
he's done
That's
without
elite,
Tyreek Hill,
some
though.
would
You
say.
can make an argument for that.
One bad
no way
game.
his
Now,
stats
I
are
agree,
anywhere
Tua
near.
is not the answer. But
I will say in the one game, he didn't
cannot compare those two. I don't think.
Who was it against, though?
Stats don't lie, Jackson. Stats do not lie.
Don't lie.
But moving on now.
Yes,
I was expecting the Mac Jones rant to come way later. that came immediately.
You can tell he's been thinking about it for a while.
He was ready to go.
Oh, I sent it during the game about Mac Jones and Tua.
Now listen, this is Anthony's time to cook because Packers Cowboys. No, not there yet. This is more on a happy note for Ant. Packers Cowboys. Packers come out and demolish the Cowboys, completely obliterate them. And I will say this, I'll admit it. Me, Daniel, and Miles were like, Cowboys are gonna go obliterate this Packers team.
No.
And it was the complete opposite. And you too,
No, I thought the
Jackson.
same thing. They were like 12-0 at home this year.
8-0.
Oh, 8-0?
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, 8-0, but yes, still very good. But take the floor.
You fucking fell for it. How do you feel? You fell for the cowboy trick. The cowboy, every year, we're a good football team.
This our year.
We're going to do it.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
Cowboys?
People coming at Philly fans' throats like, oh, you deserve to lose. You made fun of us. You guys were expected to kill them. Like kill them. You guys faced the youngest team to ever walk into a playoff game ever. And you couldn't even beat them.
Joe Barry defense, and you scored 7 points in the first half.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
How do you guys feel for falling for the Dak Prescott / Mike McCarthy led Cowboys? And they got bounced the first round, dude.
Again.
The first round.
No, I got a question for
Me and Jackson, I just want to say, Jackson knows. Cowboys suck. They're cursed.
Cowboys are terrible.
And at some point, you need to realize it's the same goddamn thing every year, bro. It's the same thing. Some things don't change. All right,
playoffs,
Daniel,
play the
you
Niners.
thought they were going to the Super Bowl the whole year.
The Super Bowl?
The whole year.
Oh my.
They didn't make it out of the first round, dude.
The Cowboys?
Next year,
brutal.
it's let me just say this. I feel so bad for Dak Prescott because he can have that good season he just had was almost bad for him now moving forward because of how he just played in that playoff game. Because when he plays good MVP type level football, which he did this year for years to come, they're gonna be like, that playoff guy though, and it sucks. But he said it himself. He played ass. And yeah,
two
the score
picks,
seemed
one
way
pick
closer.
six.
You guys were down by like 30 something, man.
Yeah, they got killed,
Like
They were down at one point by 32 points.
They're starting to come back. They made it a game. But it's the Cowboys.
Shout out to
Nothing
Joe
good
Barry, by the
I
way.
need
Shout out to
to
Joe Barry.
hear your explanation of what made you believe this Cowboys team was different.
The Wi-Fi here was a little I meant to say the Packers were going to kill the Cowboys, but the
Yeah,
Wi-Fi is
yeah. Like
funny.
there was a bit of a glitch
You
in
can
the
see
audio.
a
I
little
couldn't.
static when
Yeah,
I
it
was
goes
saying
through the
that.
system.
So yeah.
I'm actually gonna go back and
one of
edit
your
it
worst
up.
ones.
So just so y'all
Yeah.
know, we all picked the Packers.
Yeah.
Just a little
Yeah.
audio glitch.
I would never believe in the
Weird.
Cowboys.
Never,
Weird,
never,
weird.
never. But I will ask this real quick. I think it's pretty obvious that the Cowboys are going to choose between Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott this next year. Who would you choose personally?
Dak.
Dak,
Dak
100%.
Prescott.
I was
No,
gonna
honestly,
say,
I'll get
I'll
rid of
choose
Dak.
Dak.
I mean, it's just the same thing every single year with Dak.
And that's a
He's
fair
so
point.
good in the
Say the same
regular
thing about Mike
season.
McCarthy.
He's
You
so
can
good
say
in the
the
regular season.
exact same
Comes
thing
to the
about Mike.
playoffs, he's ass.
What
Hey,
about
He
Mike?
plays the Niners, always lose, always chokes up, and fucking plays terrible.
But
Every
at,
time-
but at
every
what
single
point
No,
does
no,
the
but that's a
defense
fair-
take accountability too, though?
No, dude, Dan
I was
Quinn.
gonna say,
Dan
yes,
Quinn
all
had his
bad.
Dan
job.
Quinn
all on Dak,
just
though.
lost the head
Like,
coach.
Well, he plays
Dan
bad
Quinn.
every
because
single
of that
Dan
game.
Quinn was a shoe-in for the Seattle job. That boy is not coaching for
He
the
just
head
They
lost
didn't
coaching
even.
next
They're
year.
not even.
job.
They didn't even request an interview with him.
No, there's no.
They're
he
like, nope,
lost
we're good.
all accountability. There's a watching on the
Exactly.
film. Watching on the
'Cause,
film, down
Because,
like
yeah, they gave up like 40, but Dak threw a pick, but they gave up 40. Like, where's the
Yeah.
defense at, bro?
No,
Like, he was
seriously.
6'6" at
Wha-
7. But what
so
about
I watched
everything
it on the
else?
film, and there's a point in the game. I watched it on the film. There's a point in the game where they're down by like 3 scores. The Packers are in 12 personnel, which is 2 tight ends. They're under center. It's a running formation, and the Cowboys line up in nickel, which is like 7 defensive backs on the field.
Yeah.
Get your stop the run. Your linebackers are 220 pounds. Get some bigger dudes. You can't stop the run to save your life. And then Deron Bland, who people were like all pro him over Jalen Johnson, over Sauce. He had a 45.3 PFF grade that game.
Oh,
Y'all realize that? That boy got cooked. Romeo Dobbs
Jesus.
tossed his salad. It was
Yeah.
it was
Shout out Romeo Dobbs, by the way.
Shout out Romeo Dobbs.
Shout out, Romeo.
I have a clip
Do
of
you-
Romeo Dobbs also. Like, he's running a route on Stephon Gilmore. By the end of that route, there's 20 yards of separation between the two. Stephon Gilmore should not be playing football right now.
Miles and I were talking about it, and I want to hear you guys think. At what point do Cowboys fans start blaming Jerry Jones for their problems?
They should have done it
He
5 years
put out
ago.
an
2 years ago.
amazing team, though. Like he's getting them
But
studs
here's the
after
thing.
studs, man. Like
So
it's the coach. It's the coach.
I-
He didn't win
so,
shit.
okay,
Mike McCarthy
so
was the
here's
coach for
where
all
I'm going
those
with
years
this.
in Green Bay. Same result, like you
Here's-
just said. Makes it far, isn't good enough coach. When he gets to the point where he's
Playoffs.
playing a better coach, he gets out coached every single time.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, but here's where I'm going with this because we were talking about it. So Mike McCarthy's probably going to get fired. So
Right.
now the question is, who's going to be the next Dallas head coach?
it
And
has to be
the
Bill.
next-
And Daniel
and then
called that
the
too.
question, but then the question after that is, who's going to get screwed over by Jerry Jones next? Because if you look
Yeah.
at through his recent history, head coaches of the Dallas Cowboys, it feels like Jerry Jones hires them, but never trusts them. It feels like it always has to be Jerry Jones' way. It has to be done how Jerry Jones wants to do it. It just feels like he hires these guys. He doesn't trust them. He wants to do it his own way, and it kind of throws everything off. And I think this year was a big example of that.
Well, that's why people think Bill and Jerry Jones is
that's my
worst
take
fit
on it.
imaginable. Yeah, because Bill is obviously he's won 6 Super Bowls. He's gonna do it his way, and Jerry Jones hasn't won anything. But Jerry Jones is old and thinks it's his way. So.
We've been on the Cowboys for a little bit here, but one more thing before we move forward from this. I wanted to shout out the Cowboys draft class. The first 2 picks, Mozzie Smith and Luke Schoonmaker, who I said was the worst pick in the draft when it happened, out of a tight end out of Michigan, right? Mozzie Smith, actually no, Schoonmaker is somewhere else, but Mozzie Smith, first round pick. There are 318 players ranked by PFF. He is 318th out of 318 players.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I believe that is. I can't pull it up right now because of some Wi-Fi issues right now. But I'm almost certain that is the case. His run defense, 34.9, the grade against the run. Who is supposed to be a run stopper? Damn. It might have been the run defense that's 318th. But still, either way, awful pick so far. And their second round pick, who's supposed to make an impact. You're supposed to get an impact out of your second round players. He is their third string tight end. Shout out to
Jerry Jones,
general manager. I don't even know your name.
Draft.
Jerry Jones probably did that one.
100%. He makes every call in that
wizard, bro.
And look at where it's got him.
Yeah. But we're gonna move on now. Lions, Rams. Stafford goes home, gets booed, gets his jersey banned, and then the Lions beat him. Talk about a story for the Lions. The city of Detroit, 32 years without a playoff win. 32. And they do it. I saw tears in the crowd. My coworker, his name is Shad, Lions fan. Hit hard for him. That's a huge day.
It was huge.
Huge day.
Give it up for Dan Campbell.
Give it up for Dan Campbell, everybody.
Yep.
Dolphins interim head coach legend Dan Campbell.
Unreal what that guy
Dan
did to that.
I would run
franchise,
through a wall right now for Dan Campbell.
I would too.
Unreal
I run right
did.
through this back wall. Run right through.
I'll run right through.
No, but this Lions
2 jerseys right here. But that was a tough game for the Rams. I mean, at no fault to Matthew Stafford, he balled out. Puka Nacua,
oh my
playoff
God.
debut, stud, obviously. Where do you think the Rams go from here?
I think you keep chugging forward. Like this really, be completely honest with you, is one of the more talentless rosters this Rams team has had in the last couple of years. You think back to those Goff years with Gurley and a decent offensive line, Andrew Whitworth, some good defensive players. I think you just keep chugging along. You had a phenomenal rookie draft class. You had 15 sacks from your 2 rookies, Kobe Turner and Byron Young. You had Puka Nacua, who had the best receiving season ever. You just keep chugging along. This is a young team that's only going to get better. So you're in a good place. As long as Matthew Stafford stays healthy, this team is going to be very scary. Very, very, very scary.
Yeah. What do you think about Cooper Kupp, though? Kind of a
I think Kupp might be
riddled year. Didn't play that great towards the end of the year.
I think he might be a trade candidate. I think he might be a trade candidate this offseason for the Rams to get some picks. I really do. He's getting old, man. Do you guys know how old Cooper Kupp is?
No.
That dude's like 31.
Damn.
That dude is old.
That's old for the NFL, which is
That's
crazy
super
to
old.
think about, by the way.
Donald.
I don't know if he's. Let me look up the age. Let me look up the age real quick. Donald's getting up there.
Yeah,
Cooper
Donald's 32.
Age.
Cooper Kupp is
30. He'll be 31 next
30.
year.
Yeah, he'll be.
He came into the league at like 25. Like he was an old player.
Out of Eastern Washington.
Eastern Washington legend.
I believe they're the Eagles. Go Eagles.
Go Eagles. But do you guys have anything to say about that game? Not a lot of talking over here at this table. Is anything about those Rams and those Lions?
The Lions have so many
that.
weapons, bro. So many weapons.
So many.
Are very scary.
So many.
Who they got?
I expected the Lions to win this football game.
Right.
I expected them to
think the people
win.
who thought
Oh,
the other
so
team
did I.
should win should talk about why they got a little surprised or something. But
To
I
be
thought
fair,
the Lions
this
were
was a
I
gonna-
thought it was gonna
1-point
be a good game,
victory.
too, yeah.
I thought the Lions, and I said it though. I said the Rams have never played a run defense like the Lions have, and the Lions, they're at home. They should have control throughout the whole game, unless there's a pick six or a muffed punt, which I'm not gonna. You don't bet on that.
No.
And it happened. Like they just controlled the
Amon-
game. That's what happened. They were in control the whole
And-
game.
Amon
and
Ross,
then-
St. Brown.
Yep. And hey, this is to Jackson's point last podcast. Jared Goff cooked.
I
That was
about
a
to say
great
Jared
Jared
Goff,
Goff game. He played a fantastic football game.
I
22
called
for
that too.
27,
Though.
277
That was his revenge.
yards.
Like Stafford already got his revenge, man.
Yeah, he got
like
his
he already won his
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
Like, he got
this
the
was
Super
Goff's
Bowl.
turn to.
Yeah.
But the overall point here is like, congrats to the city of Detroit. You guys so
Very nice.
deserve this. It
You're
took
gonna
it
lose
took
in
it
the
took the
next
Pistons
round.
having one of the worst seasons ever
No, they're not.
for the Lions.
There's no way you just said that.
What do you
The
say?
Lions?
I didn't hear it.
They're gonna lose in the next round.
No,
Oh,
they're
wait, no. Who are
not.
they playing? Who are
The
they playing? Who are they
Bucks.
Tampa.
playing? They're sorry, they're
Bucks.
playing the Bucks.
Tampa
They're right. I
Bay.
thought they were playing the Niners. No, they're playing the Niners.
I was
That's on
gonna
me.
say, there's
You're
no
right.
way you
You're
confidently
right.
said that.
They might win by 30.
Okay,
That's on
but how about them Steelers Bills? First half of the game, very hard to
ahead,
watch. Very hard to watch. There were 2 back-to-back fumbles. Back-to-back. There was a fumble. They got the ball back. Threw it to Pat Fryermuth, who fumbled again. It was awful. But they made it somewhat of a game. Somewhat of a game. Mason Rudolph, I was pretty impressed with overall. Like, he was under duress the whole game. He looked great. But the main thing you kind of take away from this is during a press conference, they ask, hey, Mike Tomlin, how about that contract situation?
That was horrible journalism.
Horrible journalism.
Like that.
Yeah, he
Horrible
was not
journalism.
trying to hear that shit,
That
man.
was, yeah,
Wait, what
after
happened?
a game you
Yeah.
just lose in the playoff.
After
why
a
would you ask
playoff
that?
loss,
That's ridiculous.
And they're talking to Mike Tomlin. We do not care. We do not care. Like, bro, you're asking me about my contract after I just lost a
I
playoff
love that.
game.
Yeah, he just walked.
I
out.
just
as
dragged.
he
I
should.
That was
just
the
dragged
biggest
my
bitch
limping
please of
team to the
his life.
playoffs.
Yeah, I'm going to let Miles have the floor here. Talk about your Steelers, man. Talk about this game.
I mean, the Bills really did what they were supposed to do, if we're gonna be honest. But I did think we had a shot, and we did. We brought it to within 7 into that into late part of the game. But our offense we just couldn't get a run going. We couldn't. Mason Rudolph he did stand in there. I was impressed. He was standing in there throwing the ball. Only threw one pick. But I think the main thing was we could Josh Allen, like, just giving up a 53-yard rushing touchdown. Didn't want to tackle him. We didn't want to tackle Khalil Shakir.
I was
Yeah.
gonna bring that up.
Last play, bro. How do you
I
not
was,
tackle him, bro?
I was gonna bring that up, dude. That might be play of the
170
year.
pounds soaking wet.
That was a game too.
I'm gonna put that
He's
video in
listed
post
at
editing.
6 foot
That was a
190.
sick play. That was a sick play by Khalil Shakir. Did you see at the
Yeah.
end of that play, Miles Jack tackled Stephon Diggs instead?
That shit went viral.
He missed, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, we just need a quarterback, bro. That's all. That's all. We're really a quarterback, and not having TJ Watt is like it just showed how
Huge.
much
That
of a
was
difference
huge.
maker he is as a pass
Oh, yeah.
rusher. Like if we had TJ Watt getting to Josh Allen all game, I think it would have been like genuinely a little different because like that's the best, in my opinion, best edge rusher in the league. So I mean,
No, but fair.
yeah, it is what it is.
How do you feel about not starting Kenny Pickett? Would you have started Kenny Pickett, or are you happy with riding with
Absolutely
the hot
not.
hand?
No,
He was
Mason Rudolph was the
healthy?
right call.
Yeah, he was
They
healthy.
did it.
They chose to
He
start
was
Mason
clear
Rudolph.
last week.
You
Good
started
for
last
them.
That's
week.
crazy.
Do you
Right at the
guys
right time.
understand just how
Yeah.
statistically
Kenny Pickett
and
was that bad?
eyeball watching Kenny Pickett is terrible?
That's what I'm saying, though. Good for
Totally.
them, though. Stick
Totally.
with
I
your
would have
guy.
rated with Mason
I
Rudolph,
think
and I
the
thought he
same
looked
team
good.
would cut him.
I feel like a lot of people would have went back to their like starting quarterback.
Yeah,
No,
totally.
I would
sure.
have been pissed if they started Kenny Pickett. He's
Mason
done.
Rudolph again
the-
looked admirable. I thought he looked good in this game.
Because the
He was
difference
solid.
is with young quarterbacks who are struggling. Like let's say for example Justin Fields, he's shown flashes where it's like okay, like he can be the guy. Like he's had games where it's like he looks good. I have yet to watch a game where I watch Kenny Pickett. I'm like, oh, this guy looks great right now. He can be the guy.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a game. He's had all right games, but nothing where I can look and be like, nah,
Well,
Kenny Two Gloves is not it, bro.
I mean, he has been plagued by the Matt Canada curse for
He has.
80% of his career.
He has, but he's not that fast. He's not that big. Doesn't have that strong of an arm. Has to use 2 gloves. Like it's just like it just doesn't.
You're not Teddy Bridgewater, baby.
Yeah, so we need to move on from him. Draft a QB.
That leaves one more game, Anthony.
Oh, jeez.
One more game. The Buccaneers absolutely rout the Philadelphia Eagles 32-9. How do you feel? How did you feel? I was with him, so I know how he felt, but he's got to let you guys know. How did you feel watching that performance?
My heart's pounding right now.
Just let it out. Let it out. This is a venting. This is safe
wait.
space.
Before we do,
Let it go.
can we let a quick moment of silence for Anthony?
Quick moment of
Poor
silence,
man.
everybody.
Yeah.
Heads
Quick
down.
moment of silence. Heads down.
If you guys expect me to feel bad for Philly fans, you are talking to the wrong person. I'm not going to
I'm
give him a
happy
moment
as
of
fuck with that
silence.
loss, bro.
Oh, that's so
How
fucking.
dare
that's
you?
Rest
so-
in piss,
Disrespect the
bozos.
moment of silence like
Cry,
that.
Eagles,
How
cry.
dare you?
All right, Anthony, you have the floor.
That was hard. Very, very hard to watch. Let me throw some stats at you guys real quick to know just like truly
Please do.
how bad we are. The Eagles last night in 3rd and 4th down situations. And 3rd down, we were 0 for 9.
That's crazy.
In 4th down, we were 0 for 2. We are the first team in NFL history to not record a single 3rd or 4th down conversion in a playoff game.
Wow.
0%. Little timeout here. I do want to give a shout out to Todd Bowles. He did call a fantastic defensive game. The way he blitzed his blitz packages against the Eagles left them nowhere to go. Didn't throw. I'm gonna put a picture up. Believe me, did not ever throw over the middle of the field. Didn't have answers for anything. They ran 4 verts every play. Nick Sirianni, you are a Madden player. Go play the pro circuit in Madden, bro. Go play with Sketch. Special teams, special plays, special players, bro. You should not be on an NFL roster.
Check.
You're a
Eagle.
cheerleader,
Check.
bro. You're
Eagle.
a cheerleader. Okay, I'm gonna give you back the floor.
10 unblocked pressures, bro. And you're an NFL coach and cannot understand us Madden players when you get blitzed. Run a drag.
He doesn't know that.
Run
He
a
doesn't know that.
drag.
Dean, shut the fuck up.
Run a drag.
Run it back.
Throw
James
it where the blitz
Bradbury.
is coming from.
You are the worst fucking cornerback I have ever seen in a Philly uniform in my fucking life.
Facts.
Anthony fucking Morrow, get the fuck out! Get out! Nick Sirianni, you're a fucking clown, dude. You're a clown. What's this fucker's name? Brian Johnson? Brian Johnson?
Not a great game.
You suck.
There we go. I think Brian Johnson deserves a little less blame than Nick Sirianni, so that's why I
We
was
are
like,
running screen plays to Julio Jones, dude.
Who, but
Bro,
Took
we
a
threw one
career-ending
slant
hit,
route
it felt
and
like.
Devontae almost took it to the crib. And it felt like they were like, shit, we can't be doing that again. Oh gosh, bro, you had to feel so bad for people like Devontae Smith and okay, Jalen Hurts didn't make the best reads throughout the night.
nope.
He had pressure on his dick almost every fucking play,
Mm-hmm.
dude. And we did nothing. We didn't do one thing to protect him. Not keep a running back. Not one running back. Kenny G is a very good talker. Not talker. Sorry, saying that. He's a very, very good blocker. Dallas Goedert, very good blocker. Let's send them all out. 4 verts. Four verts.
We discussed that during the
4
game.
verts.
They kept going in empty for some reason.
It
I don't understand. And guess what? They started the game off with like a 9-yard run play. I think the next 9 plays they tried to pass the ball. I believe that's what it
they
was.
ran the ball 15
Yeah, we
times.
God forbid you run the ball. The stories that are gonna come out about this year, I hope Jason Kelsey goes on that podcast and just absolutely just throws everybody who was a bitch under the bus because they deserve it. And Daniel, to your thing, everyone's like, fuck Philly fans, you deserve it. Bro, nobody hates this fucking team more than Philly fans, bro. Like, it's so stupid. This is, like, we predicted it. On this podcast, I was like, I mean, I want us to win. Bro, we're not winning this game. I told you guys, our Twitter said to drop the mortgage when we open at 3.5 favorites, bro. Like, that's dumb. We're a bad football team. Really bad. Moving on. Need to say this real quick. Another stat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 quarterbacks to have 2 wins on 2 different franchises in the playoffs. Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, and now it's Baker Mayfield!
Shout out to Bake.
Baker magic, baby.
Give Baker his flowers.
Shout out Baker, bro. I love you. But come on, dog. One more thing. Sean Desai, you might be the best defensive coordinator I have ever seen in my life. I feel bad for you. Like, I really do. The things he did with his defense to start the year is kind of amazing to think about. I'm not going to lie. You guys, the last happiest moment I had this season was November 26th.
What game was that?
Against the Bills. Me and the Bills were going down. They were spiraling. We were 10-1. We won that game in overtime. Jalen Hurts had his game-winning rushing touchdown. He goes,
Are you not entertained?
we didn't win a game after that.
After the Niners, yeah.
I'm entertained now.
Everybody but Eagles fans are quite entertained.
This last thing. Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie, they showed those guys last night on the TV. Do you think they looked happy? Oh my gosh, bro. Jeffrey Lurie
Nick
looked
Sirianni's
so
going to be homeless by the end of the week.
One more thing. It's my dream. Mike Vrabel, please come save us. Imagine you bring Derrick Henry with you. You know how pissed you were when A.J. Brown got traded? You remember that?
I do.
You remember that draft room?
That's
and
part of
was
why he's
like,
not
he
here.
had to like walk away for a second and was like, please put Derrick Henry behind this line, put this defense where they need to be, and come save Philadelphia, bro. Please.
And now that we've talked about these playoff games, I want to bring up, do y'all see the NFC quarterback matchups? Jordan Love versus Brock Purdy and Baker Mayfield versus Jared Goff. If this isn't peak cinema quarterbacking in the NFC, I don't know what it is.
It's like one game, you have like 2 young guys coming up, and then the other game in the NFC is like 2 guys trying to prove themselves again.
Exactly.
Which is so fun. NFL script writers, you do it again. You always find a way to keep me entertained. Shout out Roger Goodell.
Even the AFC side too. I mean, you got the guy who's going to win the MVP, and you got the guy who's going to win the Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
You got a rematch between Mahomes Allen, another game going to be. Yeah.
Can y'all believe that 7 years into his career, Patrick Mahomes is playing his first first away playoff game? Like actual away
Shows
playoff
how
game.
dominant he's been.
That's crazy.
Did
That's
you see his
dominant.
touchdown to
Crazy.
interception ratio in the playoffs?
Oh my God, I have it. I'll say it.
It's truly the most unreal thing you'll ever see in your life.
truly unreal. I sent it to our group chat. I just have to find it again.
It's like 30-3.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go to the group chat.
31 to
Holy
3.
shit.
Yeah,
31-3
Yeah.
is
That's
crazy.
That's
That is
insane.
nuts.
That's only Patrick Mahomes right there.
He will be the best to ever do it. But
I need to say one more thing. Can I say one more thing?
yeah, of course.
Has there really not been one report of this guy being fired? Nope. Not yet. That is absolutely insane.
Can I be
I
brutally
agree.
honest
I
with
would've
you?
fired
That
him
is
last night.
absolutely insane.
I would've
And
fired him
not
last night.
just that, I didn't preach this. Jason Kelsey, I am so sorry.
Stand up, show him the jersey real quick. I know you stood up before, but
R.I.P.
Fuck it.
Jason Kelsey's career. by
It's
the
right
way.
here. Jason Kelsey. You don't deserve this, bro. Your last home game was against the fucking Cardinals. It was against the Cardinals, man. And what did we do? We went up against your old coach and got absolutely shitted on. Your last possible regular season game, the Giants, division rival, absolutely shitted on. What's next? makes a fucking hype video. You guys, he made a hype video. And I told them I was so mad because don't get me convinced, bro. And we embarrassed him against a pack. The Bucks, bro, played the Panthers. The week before in a win or basically like go home, and they scored 10 total points.
9. Not even 10.
Wow.
9.
They scored more than that in the first 5 minutes.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. And enjoy retirement, bro. For real.
I just want to get one note in. I'm gonna school you too, Miles. Excuse me. You know who this Eagle team is almost identical to? The 2020-2021 Pittsburgh Steelers, who started off 11-0, finished 12-4, and got bounced in the first round. Literally almost identical.
Okay, but you want to know
that Steelers team nobody thought was good.
And
everyone
we
thought
lost
this
to
team was
Baker,
good.
too. And we lost to Baker in the playoffs.
Baker
and we lost to
owns
Baker.
teams collapsing.
And they both lost to Baker.
Too?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's a
They did
crazy
lose to
timeline.
Baker.
Baker's a goat.
I remember it was 28-0 in like the first 20
This
minutes.
is
I
literally
turned
the same
off.
game.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. The way, man, these script writers are cooking, bro. This is.
You guys, we scored
Baker
9
is
points.
just a dream wrecker.
Against the Bucks.
Shout out Baker Mayfield.
Shout out Baker Mayfield.
Last
we
thing, everyone, please, for my own thing, Jake Elliott, MVP of the Eagles season this year. Shout out, baby. Only guy that's like remaining from our Super Bowl roster in like a couple years. So good luck.
The only guy you didn't.
No,
yell at.
we do want to keep this podcast relatively short, but we are gonna have one more little segment. We'll try and keep it compact. We could go all day into this, but we do want to keep it somewhat compact. What do the losing teams do going forward? And I wanted to start here. I want to take the floor with the Miami Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa, you are a Denver Bronco next year, or whatever team you go to. You are not going to be on this football
That's a
team next
good
year,
call.
buddy. Dude, he's going to be. Sean Payton's going to be like, he can be my Drew Brees. He can't, bro. He's not going to. There's just
Perfect.
he's a fine quarterback. He's average. He deserves to start in this league. He deserves to. He deserves some money to a degree. He has some elite traits. He's great anticipation, great accuracy, but like average doesn't win Super Bowls, especially when Josh Allen's in your division, when Patrick Mahomes is in your conference. It's just not going to happen. And I do think you need to move on. Now, what do you do? This was a point brought up on my TikTok videos that I posted. Like, what would you do at quarterback? You can't just replace that. Nothing in free agency. I don't think so, unless you want Jameis Winston. Hey, if you can fix him, Mike, please do.
Stop.
He's kind of him.
Stop.
I know I don't want him, but then you can make a trade maybe. Maybe the Vikings want Kirk Cousins, but is that really that huge of an upgrade over Tua? You know what I mean? I think it's an upgrade, but isn't enough to where you're going to drop the draft capital you're going to drop. Or, in my opinion, the best case scenario is you either trade up for a top 3 quarterback in this draft, or you take a developmental guy and have him play behind Tua for a year. Like J.J. McCarthy, possibly. Someone you can, has traits that you can develop, because traits matter in this league. Traits matter so much. Look at Josh Allen. That dude was good in college. He needed to work and develop. We need to do that. Because I've said this before. A high floor is only going to get you so far in today's NFL. You need a high ceiling as a player. You need to be able to extend plays. You need to be able to do something that isn't your first read. When your reads are covered up, when the game's on the line, you need to make a play. And I just don't think Tua can do that. And I think you got to go elsewhere. Now, what else would you do? I think you have to focus on getting some edge depth, because we saw how bad that affected us this season. I think so bad. You look at maybe a bigger. You need a tight end. I love you, Durham Smythe, Notre Dame legend Durham Smythe. You should not be tight end 1 on a football team. You should be a role player. You're good. I love you. I do. I need a good tight end. We really need one, especially in a Kyle Shanahan offense. You look across at George Kittle, you see what a good tight end can do for a football team. And the last position of need now, you need to go get some cornerbacks, because Eli Apple was getting meaningful minutes in a playoff game, and that boy is burnt toast, actual burnt toast. and we need to look elsewhere.
Terrible.
And I clowned on the Cowboys draft. We drafted Cam Smith, a corner out of North Carolina, who I really liked in the second round. That guy, he was inactive for our playoff game. Eli Apple's starting over him, man. It's not a good look, Chris Greer. And we also have a couple free agency signings we have to worry about. Christian Wilkins, one of the best run stoppers in the league. I think you got to be careful with money because we already are pretty low on assets. And if we got to let some guys go, even to just do a soft reset with this team, I think we got to do it. There are some changes that need to be made. But overall, Stephen Ross, I know you're mad. Please don't fire Mike McDaniel. It's not his fault. Please don't make a rash decision.
There's no
way they find
No. I know. But Stephen Ross, we also said that about Brian Flores, and then he was fired. I just want to say that. Like, every Dolphins fan on the planet thought Brian Flores was coming back next season.
He would
cannot
get
imagine
a
that.
job so fast.
So how does
No,
that say so fast?
I'm aware. I'm with you guys.
Yeah.
But I also lived as a
He's
Dolphins
just saying,
fan.
Like the ownership's patience.
No, I get you.
couldn't
I'm
run
just
out.
saying he's
a good coach,
Too
yeah.
good of a coach.
I agree.
yeah.
But what would you do, Ant? What would you do? I mean, this Eagles team, it's a great roster.
Oh my gosh, dude! Please keep Devontae Smith in Philly. Give him a lifetime contract. If that guy is not a Philadelphia Eagle, ay. But you brought this into my head yesterday, and
I did.
I
Planting
very
little
much,
seeds.
Very much don't see why this isn't gonna happen. I don't know why. First of all, why we haven't got the notification Sirianni's fired, but I don't know why Vrabel wouldn't go to the Eagles. That is a beautiful job opening.
Beautiful.
You get Derrick Henry, who's available, and you have upper people that'll take care of you. Like, they'll pay your players. You go back with AJ Brown, your boy that you basically like drafted, right?
You drafted him.
Literally.
It was just one of his
Dude.
favorite players.
Get Bradbury the fuck out of here. That's not even debatable. But like, we have our second year guys, Keely Ringo, Eli Ricks. Like, hopefully they pick it up. And like,
What would you
Jordan
target?
Davis.
What would you target in the draft? What would be the first position you target in that draft?
Some
is that really
lineman.
is that really a question? We need corners.
I'm with you.
So bad. And I guess we need safeties too, but we need corners so bad. Darius Slade, he was this year.
Eh?
He was
Still serviceable. I would say the scheme mattered a lot, especially with Patricia back there, you know.
Yeah, I didn't know. You remember how I was like wondering, you know how we beat you and Tom Brady had like the best Super Bowl like stat of all time, his stat line? Everyone's like, damn, like I wonder how they lost. Guess who their defensive coordinator was? Matt Patricia. That guy is horrible, and it's a joke he got that job, man. It really is.
Miles, what would you do with the Steelers? What would your ideal offseason be, my friend?
If it doesn't involve getting a quarterback, I'm pissed. That's pretty much it. I mean, we could see if one of them falls, but I would like to see them trade up and get one. I'm not gonna lie.
Is there anybody young quarterback you trade for?
See, because like I'm stingy with it. I don't want to give up nothing. I don't, because we're already so like, I don't know. I say we draft one. That's what I say we do.
Okay.
I like Jaden Daniels, but a lot of people have him as like you said, you have him like what, QB3, QB4 in this draft.
QB3.
So there's if he's still there, late round one, mid round one, we could get him, and I wouldn't be mad at that. We have our receivers. We have pretty good young receivers. I'm not tripping about that. I love Pat Fryermuth. I would also
and Darnell Washington there too.
Yeah. I would like some more linemen too, offensive linemen. Broderick Jones hasn't been terrible.
He's also more of a project guy. He'll get better.
Is
Right,
Isaac still
right.
Muto on your team?
Yes, he started yesterday.
You said what?
Is Isaac still Muto on your team?
Yeah.
He's been so good this year. You're welcome for that, baby.
But I mean, with TJ Watt come back, obviously Minka's, if he could stay healthy, I don't think I would like a corner too. Pat Pete's too damn old, bro.
Oh my God.
That beat's so damn old. Why is he still starting?
So old, man. So, but my main concern, obviously, is get a QB, get a young QB, work with him, because Kenny Pickett's got enough reps, enough snaps. He's done. He's cooked. I don't want him. I don't want him no more. So some more linemen and a quarterback. That's the ideal offseason for me.
Awesome. Cowboys, I think we're all in agreement. We should stick with Dak Prescott over Mike McCarthy, right? Like, that's what we would do personally.
Mm-hmm.
I know, Jax, you said otherwise, and
I
that's
feel like get rid
okay.
of Dak,
I don't know. People say Dak's average. I think he's an above average quarterback.
Definitely is.
Like,
He is, but it's not when it comes to the playoffs.
Real
can say
quick,
that-
I forgot to say the
he
stat.
just-
Very
while
true.
I forgot to say the
But
stat
some
while we were
communities
there.
don't even make
The
playoffs.
Green Bay Packers now have more wins, playoff wins, in that stadium than the Cowboys do. They have 3. The Cowboys have 2.
That's so sad.
That's so sad. That's
Aaron Rodgers.
so sad.
I mean, that rivalry game was one of the greatest like playoff moment with that Aaron Rodgers. I forget who caught it on the sideline, like
Jared
barely
Cook.
got his feet in. Yeah, Jared Cook. For me, like that's one of the best throw pitch and catches I've ever seen in a playoff game.
Totally.
I
And
forget, what year was that?
that was 2019?
2018.
No, it was
2018?
2018.
2018. I think it was 2018.
Yeah, but
Either way, we already covered the Rams. We kind of went into there. What would we do as a Rams thing already? So we can skip past that. But finally, the Browns. And I think it's one of the more interesting scenarios. You still have Deshaun Watson on a 6-year, fully guaranteed contract. The Predator.
the worst
Some would
contract
call him.
ever given out ever.
It's worse. Yes, legitimately the worst trade ever and the worst contract ever.
dude,
The Predator.
The worst
it's one of
human
those. It's
ever.
hard to say what to do because I don't know about you, but like, why did you do that in the first place?
Because he was
And
really
so,
good
like,
in Houston. But
Now but you don't give him a fully guaranteed contract.
I completely agree with you. I
It's just
completely agree with
weird.
you.
And look
Like,
at where
it's
and,
just
la-
weird.
and then
I
look
feel like
at what
after
Baker's
not,
doing
let
right
alone
now.
not playing for like 2-ish years.
Yeah.
Bro,
You don't see
like
that,
you
yeah.
don't give him
Correct.
a fully guaranteed contract. So like, for what do they do? Like,
Yeah, it brings it
you're
because
stuck and you kind of deserve it. Like,
because if they backloaded his contract, we're going into year 3 now. That's when the cap
money
starts
coming
hitting,
in.
and it's like 60
bro,
mil next
Joe
year.
Flacco excelled in that off. Like, it's not.
And
it's
he
a
did not.
Good team.
So what do you, that brings up the point? What do you do? Do you go and try and make this work with Watson? Do you go draft a quarterback?
Don't
Do you
have a
look
choice.
elsewhere?
At the end of the
You have
day,
to, yes.
and this is for like basketball and everything, it's a business, and they're not going to be like benching a guy that has that much of a contract guaranteed. Sadly, no matter how bad he is, he will be playing with whether or not they're backing up somewhere or like he's just he has too much money. They put too much money into him. So like that's like buying a car and being like, I don't know, you're gonna try and like make it nice and like. I don't know. They just fucked up, and they're gonna have to try and fix their fuck up.
I actually got the script for next year, believe it or not. Send it early, Roger Goodell.
Oh,
Appreciate
what's
you
it
for that. Yeah, Deshaun Watson is going to get was going to play awful the first 3 weeks, get injured in the 3rd game of the
Yeah,
season,
there's nothing they can do.
and
They're
then
just cursed.
and then
They were
a
cursed.
developed UCLA legend Dorian Thompson-Robinson is going to come in and get one single MVP vote for his play that season.
They were already cursed.
I'm a
and
big
then they
DTR
wanted to
guy. I'm a
get-
big.
I'm a
DTR fan. I
huge
forgot
DTR
that
guy,
I'm
Jackson. I'm a
I'm a
huge
big
DTR guy.
fan.
He was my QB5 in this last draft. I'm a huge DTR guy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's going to be it.
let's see.
I'll let you talk first.
Well, my question is, do you think that this defense stays consistent next year with the season
Yes.
that they've had? I haven't looked at their contracts or expiring contracts or what they should do, but that would be my biggest worry, along with Deshaun Watson, is finding a way to keep this defense together over the next 2-3 years to stay contenders and to keep them consistent.
Luckily,
I think that's going to be the biggest storyline with the Browns over the next couple of years is how good can their defense carry them.
Luckily, the one thing is a lot of their, especially in the defensive line, which is very important in Jim Schwartz's defense, a lot of those guys were signed last year, so they at least have one more year with them.
Yeah.
And Myles Garrett, does he have a contract? He does have a contract, right? They gave him a contract?
Pretty
Yes.
sure, yeah.
He's going to ask for more money next year. He's going to ask for more money next year if he has another season like that. He deserves to. He should be one of the highest paid players on the planet. Should be.
I didn't know that was, dude. TJ, Steelers fans get so heated.
So, I told you. That's why I
They
brought it
get
up last
so mad,
podcast.
like, on fucking
They
Instagram
get
and shit, yeah.
so
They get
mad.
so heated when you say one of the best players we've ever seen is just a better
So
player.
so
than TJ Watt.
so Theo
I mean, they're
Ash,
gonna
if
have
you
to
know him.
pay.
Oh.
They're gonna have to pay David Njoku eventually.
Ooh, and he's been
only
playing.
Making, he's only making.
He's been
making
top 3,
1.2
some would
million.
say.
He's making 1.2 mil a year, and over the last, he was one of the best tight ends in the league over the last
That'd be
7
awesome
weeks
for
or
the
something.
Dolphins, man.
Oh, give me Njoku,
That'd
please.
be awesome for the Dolphins, man.
We would have an emergency podcast, and I would like gritty across the camera screen, bro.
That
like,
would be awesome, dude. That's a good fit.
It'd be the greatest thing ever. That'd be amazing.
I would love to see that. I'll pay to see Dean gritty across the table.
On the table. I wouldn't even go across the floor.
about the football. He's talking about you grittying.
But that is
Dalvin
going to be
Tomlinson,
it.
too.
Yes, Dalvin Thompson as well. That's going to be it for this podcast, everybody. Great talking ball with these guys. We're going to have our next episode coming out on Friday where we'll go over. We didn't talk about the playoff winners today. We're going to talk about them then and talk about those playoff matchups, talk about who is going to go to their respective championships games. That's going to be it from us. Thank you all for watching. See you guys
Thanks
later.
for getting off my fucking football team.
Bang, bang, Niner game.